Welcome to the OVAReact podcast.
In a society that tries to put women in a box.
Let's overreact. It's your girl Momo Hoya.
And it's your girl Lash Angela.
And it's your girl Angela Wamboi. And we're here on location at the What Women Want Summit. And it's been an amazing experience so far. And we have learned so much. We have absorbed a lot of words of wisdom from different sisters from different walks of life. And ladies, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling energized. I'm feeling, I'm going to keep using your word, watered. I feel like it's not that I came empty, but I've come out more full, I'm more brighter. Is what I would say, with the conversations and the connections and the laughter, just seeing everyone here and how amazing everybody looks.
Yeah, I think I feel whole. I feel like I'm in a place where I belong. Seeing all the energy, the femininity, the womanhood around, it just feels like home.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is a celebration of femininity, being soft, being everything that we are and appreciating it. And just being ourselves. And I love those kind of spaces where women can truly speak freely. And it's a lot of, it's a reflection of also our journey and what we want for women as well.
So we've had several conversations, some alone, some you guys together while I was doing my own thing, and then all of us together, which are kind of the conversations that struck a chord with you for one reason or another and left you thinking, and what are I would say Dolly Wangari really spoke to me. I felt like she has so much wealth of wisdom, and the fact when we asked her and she said she wants to live life intentionally, and now at 39 I grasp what that means, and I just imagine what would that have been for me if I understood the gravity of those words and then living those words. So she really struck a chord with me.
For me, I think it's the cross-cutting thing. All the women, they were bringing faith as one of the centering or the anchor for whatever journey they are on. And then one guest said that sometimes we were so emasculated. We want to be masculine, yet emulating men. We are forgetting that they are in their natural habitat. So in the office of womanhood, in your femininity, I got to reflect on my journey as a woman. How much do I abandon my femininity to emasculate and assume masculine energy most of the time, other than just reeling and just intentionally just softening and being in my feminine era.
Being soft and strong. SS squared.
Yes, that's definitely a conversation that struck a chord with me as well. The duality of being hard and soft. We don't have to just choose one. And I think that was a reoccurring theme that society truly, we don't have to be in the box that society tries to throw us in and say you must be one-dimensional, you must just be this. But really being unapologetic about our many gifts. As women, naturally, I think it's in our nature to be dynamic. We can be all these things, and you don't necessarily have to choose. And I think that's definitely something that stuck with me.
There was a thread of connection, collaboration, a community, because that's what this
community
space is
big,
about.
Yes.
So maybe we can all share what collaboration means for us, connection means for us, and community means for us. I don't know who wants to go first.
I think when it comes to collaboration, it's not about reinventing the wheel, but pulling from the gems that we have in our backyard. You don't have to go too far to lift one another. So of course there's an African proverb that I always talk about, which is each one teach one, each one reach one. So when you learn, you teach, and when you get, you give. And I think that is one way to constantly have replenishing relationships. And I think for me, that's what building community, a sisterhood of community looks like for me.
I think for me, collaboration means we're living in a very globally connected world. The global village is real. We could be here, but someone in New York, someone in Japan, someone in Russia will still have the same experience digitally. So I believe collaboration and our, past past speaker said that collaboration is a new currency, and it's realizing the underlying power of collaboration and what that looks like. You have a strength that I don't have. You have a strength that I don't have, and so when we come together, we complement, and we are able to build something bigger and better. So I think even in my work, as in whatever spaces I'm serving right now, I've seen what collaboration can unlock, especially when you're strategically aligned with different partners. If it's academia, it's big tech, if it's people in the civil society, like there's so many ways that we can trigger and foster change when we collaborate. And I feel like we do better when we collaborate, and magic happens when we come together as women. Yeah.
For me, collaboration is I don't have to do everything. I can find someone who's strong, the one thing I'm not good at, or I just don't have the time and the energy to pour into. And so it's kind of like being a tricycle and finding the different joints. It's like when you're building a table or a chair, there's a nail, there's the sitting part, there's the stool part, like whatever, legs, all of those things. You just got to figure out which part you are, and then if you're the one really seeking the collaboration, figure out which parts you need. And that's what I've drawn, is that like sometimes you need this in this season, but it's not what you need in the next season because you already have it, right? And so identifying what that is. In terms of community or connection, what does that mean for you?
Just oneness, just coming together, creating a space where each one can feel heard and seen, and we can move as one, not divided. I think that's what community means to me. Because again, I'm a village girl. I grew up, I was not my mom's child. If it was raining, my neighbor would be like, oh no, come home, eat. Then they will release me when the rain has let up. So in that upbringing, I have sort of like even brought it in my life. It's in the friendships, in partnerships, both in personal and professional journeys, in what we do. Basically, we cannot thrive, especially as Africans, because the other side of the world, we know it's more individualism, and we know how that works. It's a recipe for mental health.
Yes, because you're so alone.
You're alone. So the oneness, basically we were created to thrive and coexist.
Definitely. And a reoccurring thing that a lot of women said on these seats is make sure you have a good inner circle of girlfriends that you can confide in, because we need those spaces to just exhale. And one of the questions that actually Lydia KM had asked, when is the last time a woman made you feel seen? So I'm going to pose that question to you ladies over here.
Just now with Janet Bogwa, to be honest. Yesterday with Sonia Jasmine, who was someone we had a conversation with earlier. There are things that they have said that I won't make it public, but the things that they said made me realize, okay, I'm on track and I'm on God's track. So I think with me saying that, don't be silent with your compliments. You really never know what that person needs, that what you saying will mean to them. So
just before I answer, so also I was speaking here and there, most of the women that we talk to are talking about in your 30s, how the community shrinks, the circle shrinks.
Facts.
How is it going for you? Of course, we are these, but then we have individual friends. How is that? I always wanted to know.
Do you want us to answer first, or do you want to answer yours first?
Yes, and then I can come in.
Okay. What was the question? How
is your have you found your circle shrinking? How are you handling that? Because friendship breakups, they hurt.
Yes,
and how you come out of that. I think we need a whole entire episode
on
That's
friendship.
the whole conversation.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm okay, to be honest. I think I say this all the time. I live by the anchor that has been my anchor since like in my late 20s is Henry Havelock Ellis. He says, The art of living is the fine mingling of learning when to let go and learning when to hold on. I think I lost 3 friendships, and 2 I had known for 20 years. After those 2 left and our distance became quite evident, and now I don't know what they do with their lives and they don't know what I do with mine. I've come to appreciate this term that some things are for seasons, some things are for all seasons, and the ones you think are for all seasons tend to be the ones that are just for seasons, and appreciating that. And I always tell my dad this. My dad, when I was in my 16, he was like, oh, your friend from high school, you're probably never going to speak to them. I'm like, why are you so bad-minded? Why would you say that about my friend? Me and my friend are going to be friends forever. I don't know what she does. I mean, I could go on Facebook and check. And I never understood. But now that I am perhaps closer to the age when he was giving me that advice, I now comprehend that transition, shifting, and not everybody is welcome where I'm going. Not everybody has the capacity to go with me where I'm going. My cousin told me recently is that when you're climbing a mountain, the air is thinner up there, and so not everyone can handle the thin air. And so appreciating that. So I'm right now in the season, I'm over the hurt, and I've dealt with the hurt, to now appreciating that just the same way they've left my life is the same way I'm exiting other people's lives as well. So yeah.
For me, I would say I am very blessed to be in a space, especially with work, where I do feel loved. And, my workmates will always keep it 100 with me. And I know it's never coming from a place of trying to tear someone down or trying to belittle someone or trying to talk about the worst in someone, but I am blessed enough to be around people that lead with love. And when they speak to me, whether it's a constructive criticism or whatever, you need people like that. And I'm blessed to have that on a daily basis. I know one thing we talked about, that as women get into their older years, 30s, 40s and whatnot, that you also learn to naturally pivot, which is important for your growth. And you should not be afraid of reinventing yourself. You can reinvent yourself as many times as you want. I think Becky had mentioned that earlier. And, when it comes to your circles shifting and changing, just allow.
Ride the wave.
Allow.
The river flow. If you stop the flow, it becomes more dangerous.
Yeah, I think for me, actually, I was just journaling last week, and I thought about my most memorable friendships. So in high school and in primary school, I had this clique of it's always 3 girls. I remember Nyambura and Irene. We used to be best friends. Weekends, sleepovers. Do I know where Nyambura is? Do I know where Irene is? I don't know. Did I enjoy the season we were in? I did. Then in high school, my friend Gladys, we were tight. Oh my God, we were sure that we are actually going to rent an apartment and we're going to live with each other for the rest of our lives. Sometimes when I go home, I know where she works. She's a doctor in a county government hospital. Sometimes we catch up once in a while, but it's not like how crazy it was. And we had this vision of how our friendship will be. Came to college and made amazing friendships, but again, COVID came and it shifted. That's where the real loss of friendships. I felt it. There was a shift, but also what I realized, even the good book says, there's a time for everything, and time and seasons. So I've come to appreciate at a time where I was and season, they served their purpose, right?
Yes.
And then I realized that there was a life coaching thing I was doing, and someone said, diversify your network. As you diversify your network, also diversify your friendship. So if my Kenyan friend leaves me, I'm gonna cry in Netherlands with my Dutch friends.
What is meant to be will be.
Yes. So I learned how to diversify. Dutch tears. They don't cry. Those people, they are hard. So if I've really diversified my friendships, and I'm really grateful to have a very diverse group of girlfriends, the ones I walk in the spiritual journey with, the ones who know me, the wounds from the past, where I am and where I'm going. And I think I just pray to God that, in the other chapters of my life, we'll be able to bring them along. And if not, I'm okay. I'm okay. Like, Mel Robbins says, let them.
Yeah.
And let them theory
theory.
is
Yes.
real.
Yeah.
So detach and be removed from the emotion and from the be removed from the outcome. Yeah.
Yes.
So
And I think it's great how you mentioned the different pockets of friends, because that is human nature. We do have different pockets of
Yeah.
friends where you know what to give, what to hold back
Right.
on, and
Yeah.
But my sister is my best friend for life.
oh,
Hi,
shout out to
Nyeri.
Nyeri.
I see why you asked us that question, because it connects to connections, right? And identifying networks,
Yeah.
identifying even like just in this What Women Want Summit, there are so many conversations, by the way, taking place, and you will see that in the different speakers and moderators that we'll have shared already. And so in those spaces, of course, like the session I had was Build Your Brand. So of course there are people there who are maybe more entrepreneurs or wanting to develop their personal brand. Then you had Tracy's having a faith talk. Then there's like an AI. So what you find, then you can also find that you're having friendships that align with the path that you're going work-wise, or the path you're going from a wellness point of view.
Right.
And so sometimes, like you said about dropping, is then there are things that now become more important, right? Let's say I'm not married, right? So I do know, but I'm not in a relationship. So right now I don't have to think about putting importance in relationship, right? But if I was, then that my balance, my seesaw changes. And so then I will find I'm more drawn to people in couples because they will understand me, right? If in your motherhood, you get drawn to that.
Other mothers.
And then if it's trauma, you find yourself drawing yourself to people who understand your challenges. And these spaces allow you to connect and build those connections.
Yeah.
Been a great.
It's been so
It's
great.
been
It's been a
one
lot of
day.
fun.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, one day, one night for me. But like, just the room is buzzing. I wish you could hear it, but the
Yes.
room behind
Yeah.
us is buzzing like
With
bees.
excitement.
Yes.
Yeah.
And energy.
Amazing. Another question, another topic that came out is the issue of faith. Whatever that looks like for you, do you want to share what
What's the question exactly, or what do you want us
so
to?
that just when I talk about faith, what does it mean to you? How does it play in your life? Because also Pinky shared about
Prayer.
What women want is more. It's a higher calling. If you extrapolate that, you know what she means. Also, Janet shared that her anchor. She always finds herself, reading the Word and going back, to God. Whatever. Where you anchor your faith, how has it played in terms of where you are and who you are, and
Why don't you share first?
girl, bye.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Open the floor.
Yay. Okay, faith. I'm a very different person from what you see on OVAReact. I'm an intercessor. I can pray.
She can pray. Let me
Yes.
tell you, you would think ChatGPT wrote those prayers, but it's Monica Mohoya.
Yes, biblically inspired and quoted prayers. Like, I know the word and I know how to invoke the grace of God through prayer, and that's it. Yeah, God, my Bible, my prayers, and that's how
It's important for you.
serious I am about faith, and it plays a very big role, especially this year, in who I am, who I'm rebranding myself to be, and it's the rest of my life. Yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
Lovely. Man, I think all things work for the good of God. So sometimes you don't know where life is leading you, and that's why we have the saying, walk by faith, not by sight. So for me, faith is always having an open mind and an open heart. And sometimes it's really hard for us to hear God's voice, that gift of discernment. But for me, faith is simply walking with an open heart so I can feel what I'm walking into, and you'll naturally know whether it's for you or not for you. You'll know the things to fight for and the things to let go. So that is what faith looks like for me.
Okay. So for those who follow me personally, I actually have an Instagram page called Faith Forset, and this was an inner calling of using my voice to speak on things about God and what the Holy Spirit is putting in my spirit to share with others. And I had a session with Janet, and because I had to do it ahead of Lydia and Modoni because of a session I had after. And so I'm becoming more comfortable talking about faith in platforms, in podcasts. So for me, I think the best way I would say is before I lived with God part of my life. Now I live God with Him at the center. So faith is definitely becoming a definition of what drives me, what moves me, and what centers me.
Lovely. I love it.
Yeah,
wow.
So definitely for sure. I think maybe as we come to like a close, there was a question about as we build our faith, we're also building our mental space and our physical space. So what does fitness, because there was a conversation about fitness, how are you keeping yourself mentally fit? What are the things that you've learned? Mentally fit, spiritually fit, physical fit, every other fit that can fit in that fit.
Wow. I make sure my plate is balanced. I dropped the weight of the world off my shoulders, so the only weight I can actually lift is the weight in the gym, not the weight of the world.
How many kgs?
Oh,
so that we can measure you from the next time we ask this question.
I can deadlift 80 kg.
Wait.
Yes,
like,
and I'm increasing slowly.
Amen.
As dainty as you are, you can lift 80.
80, girl.
Amazing.
Okay. Yes.
Go you.
Do you want me to
I
show
mean,
You can do it.
I'm less than 80.
I can bench you. Yeah. The weight of the world is off my shoulders, so that means less stress. My cortisol is balanced. I'm nourishing myself with the Word of God, with a conducive environment, and listening to the inner voice in terms of where this journey leads me. So that's how I'm fitting the fit.
In your fitness.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, I will be honest. Keeping fit is a struggle for me. Anyone that...
I thought you were going back to the gym, girl.
No, I mean, I tried. It was a trial period, so just
I'm overreacting over here.
It was a free subscription.
What I will say, so I mean, I had downloaded some app by accident. You see all these ads like, Pilates 28-day challenge. So it's like 7-day free trial. So I was like, I downloaded the 7-day free trial. And for some reason, when I was trying to unload it before the 7 days, I couldn't find where to take it off. So boom, it charged me $88, and now I have this app, full year subscription. So I said I have to just use it. So it's easy Pilates that you could try home. I'll let you know if it actually works.
You would need to let us know. We're gonna see.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like I have struggled with my weight because I've always been naturally petite, and then post-COVID, I just started changing. I've gained at least, I went from 58 to like 71, and for me that's a big change. So I can't fit anything in my closet now. Thank you. I think I just finally filled out. I didn't realize how skinny I was back then, but now I'm full-figured African woman.
Yes. Just because you've brought that out, how have you navigated shifting your mind from Angela physically to Angela physically now? And how do you love her the same?
It took me a while to get used to my weight because I feel like when you're petite, you can't usually feel your weight, but I could feel the fullness of everything. And everywhere I go, so people are like, hey, you've become fat. And I feel like in Kenyan culture, it's normal to tell someone that it's not a big deal. But in the U.S., it's highly offensive to call someone fat.
In the West, period.
Yes, in the West. So, but also... you hear people saying, you look good, though. You look good. Like, my aunt was like, wow, Angie, when did you become like this? So, it comes with all the different reactions, and I just had to give myself time to adjust to my size. And luckily, I design all my clothes, majority of them, so at least I've slowly embraced it. But let's try out the Pilates and see where we get in 28 days.
Believe it. So when did you download it?
Like a week ago, like 2 weeks ago now. Okay. So, but it's easy, 7-minute sessions.
Out in December.
Do you know what? We've learned something from me. Don't download this unless you plan to.
Yeah. They will. They force me into a 1-year subscription. So I was like, okay, I spent my money, so I must eat my money as well. But in terms of mentally, I think I become more fit in that arena, just giving myself grace. I think it's so a big part of your mental fitness is giving yourself grace. Literally, I think I've changed the way that I hold on to maybe things that people say about me. You know, at the end of the day, it's about you, you know, and having that conversation with yourself. And so I think for my mental fitness, allowing myself grace.
Thank you for sharing that, and thank you for being vulnerable and candid. For me, I'm working on my circadian rhythm.
What is a circadian rhythm?
The consistency.
Okay, Huberman.
It's the consistency of sleeping the same time and waking up the same time. And so that eventually I don't need the alarm because I've created that system and that rhythm. So that's what I'm developing. So this year for me, because I need more time with God, I want to do like 4 to 6 with God, and then do the workout immediately. So then I have no excuse of not working out. And the part I'm struggling with is the night part, because I switch off mentally at 9 for sure, but I don't switch off this phone for sure. So that's the mental fitness that I need to work on, because this scrolling stuff can be really, you just find yourself watching, oh, Mo sent me a video, okay, let me see, and then respond, oh, this group sent me a video. Ones that I haven't even watched. So that, I would say my fitness level is what I think, listening to Michelle again, I was like, I don't want to struggle with my 60s. 60s is not far away. So I want to become physically fit. Luckily, we're filming this in the city of Nairobi if you're watching somewhere else. And so we have Karura Forest. We have so many places we can walk. So I want to be better at being active and participating in what she said, which is find communities in the things, so like the hiking or whatever it is that I feel for you, girl, you need to find a Pilates community so that you can be consistent with that. But we are gonna hold you accountable.
I have
and
a
everyone
challenge,
here,
girls, for you.
So that's
can we run a marathon together this year?
For the October,
Miss Mail?
The one for girl. Let's start with the app first.
We need
like running.
everyone to hold us accountable.
The one in October, the Stancha.
Yes.
Yeah, I can do that one. Okay, we can do that one.
I'll get back to you on that. Running is not my strength, but
You can walk.
Okay, I can walk fast. That one I can do. I have my downtown walking sessions. So
you're like my dad. You're not the best person to walk with, because you kind of forget that you're walking with people and so you're moving at the speed of lightning.
I can walk fast.
Okay. Yes. You're welcome. So let it be known that we are doing that marathon. The 3 of us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run-ish.
I'm gonna run.
21 kms.
Yeah. I've done.
Okay, Kipchoge.
Yeah. Usinione hivyo. The legs here. They can run. Yeah, they can run. Yes.
Kutrain. Sawa. So as we wrap it up, we asked our guests to share what's in their bag, their physical bag. We haven't shared ours. And the imaginary bag. Like, what's your toolbox? What's in the bag that you carry with everywhere you go?
Seniors, you're the one who brought it up. You are the one to start it up.
Oh my. Okay. Wow. So in my bag, like I mentioned on one of the episodes, I am a bag lady. Everyone's always like, Angie, why do you have so many bags?
Yeah.
I have.
How many bags do you have today? Let's start.
Today I only have 2 bags.
At least it's not a trolley.
Well, 3, I guess. I have my mini bag that has like the important stuff: wallet, money, lip gloss.
She said,
"What's it?"
At least it's not a trolley.
Oh,
sorry. Continue.
I can fit a lot of things in a bag.
No, we're gonna keep it.
So I mean, technically, I only have 3 bags today.
Okay, but you said 2.
2, but one is inside the other, you know. So I have my mini bag that's very tiny and compact. It has like the card, the money, because you never know when your M-Pesa is gonna be off. Gloss, the essentials, and then you have like the main bag where I can carry other things like. You never know
like
when
the needle and thread.
Needle and thread, because you never know when your outfit wants to embarrass you. Things pop off, so I always have that in my bag. A tape measure.
A kitenge.
Yeah, kitenge. You never know. I might need a little shawl for my.
Yes.
And then like bigger bags. I'm someone that carries a lot of outfits.
Imaginary bag is silence. I carry silence. I have to include silence in my day at some point. So because for me, I need to switch off. There's too many noises. If you put on your phone, messages, emails, social media. So yeah, silence for me is what I pack.
Mine is pocket tissue, wet wipe, a lip oil. When I'm wearing heels, you'll find flat shoes or sneakers somewhere.
Maybe we should have asked you what your car has for you.
The whole closet.
Yes, true.
The whole
Because of the
closet.
shoes I had, well, some of them were heels were
Donated.
pads. But when I was carrying some people, they were like, "Oh, it's giving stripper shoes." I'm like, "What? Oh my god!" Yeah, I have a lot of shoes sometimes. But in my imaginary bag, from my work, we were trained about situational analysis. So I always have that in my tools because Nairobi, you never know who's trying to jump you, who's trying to get chai from you, or who means that smile, they're coming for you. Yeah,
Nice
so
one.
it's always up in my sleeves. And then there's this thing I started, like, I'm gonna make two guards very smiley. Like, I just crack a joke and I leave them crying.
Oh, I love
like,
that.
You never know what that laughter will do to
Yeah.
I
in
like
their
that.
lives.
Laughter is
Yeah.
good for the soul.
Yeah, now I have best friends who are calling me. I'm like, it was a one-time thing.
Only. But at least
Yeah.
if ever you park your car there, you know it's going to be well protected.
Always. Yeah.
It has been
My
such
tools.
a lovely conversation, also just
Yes.
learning different things about you guys as individuals. But also just, I think I'm going to go home and have my pocket of silence to soak in
Yeah.
Everything.
their amazing
It's been a lot.
conversations. And we hope you've loved them too. Please share in your comments below. What do you want as a woman? And if you're a man, what do you want for us?
Yes.
In the future, in the now.
Yeah.
And I'm excited.
Yeah, you can catch this very episode on Capital FM YouTube, on Sister Speaks 254 on Instagram, and Spotify and Google and everywhere, basically, even X. So for more of these amazing conversations, you can follow us, you can like, and also you can follow us on OVAReact, that is on Instagram, and get to OVAReact with us.
Yes, and you can catch us live every Wednesday at 10 p.m. on Capital FM. It's been really wholesome, ladies.
It has been.
I am, like, my heart is full.
So
Yes.
is mine.
Yeah,
So is
yeah.
mine.
I think we should do more of a happy like this. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, ladies, with that said, let's
Let's overreact.